Well, once again, we headed out on our annual trip out west, taking the highways and the byways, and even some of the back roads. Our first stop would be Zion National Park. Well, Fred and I are always urging you to go out and chase elusive images because anytime you get shutter time, it's a great time. And I just spent the day in Zion National Park, one of our great national parks, and I'm going to want to share some of the scenes and some of the videos that we captured here today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and run that. Something to keep in mind about Zion National Park, you cannot drive a private vehicle through the entire park. You must take the park shuttle. So it's very important to plan ahead for your day so you have enough camera gear with you to capture all those great images that you want to capture. Wow, what a view. I'm here at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. This is a great place to come. Actually, fewer than 10% of the people who visit the Grand Canyon come to the north rim. And honestly, this is my first time here. So look at this magnificent view. It's equally as good as the south rim. So I highly encourage you to come here and chase some of the elusive images at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Okay, our next stop is Bryce Canyon National Park. There's many, many beautiful national parks here in Utah. And I want to make sure that if you come here interested in photography, especially, that you do sunrises and sunsets. You'll be missing a lot if you don't. As we continue our trip, now here we're in Utah, of course. We visited the national park, Zion and Bryce, but sometimes you want to get off the beaten path, get to some less visited places, such as this is Kodachrome State Park, which is kind of appropriate for photographers, Kodachrome. So when you come to this area, look for other places that may not be visited. There's a lot fewer people here. The scenery is just as nice. We got the hoodoos, we've got these beautiful red rocks, and these canyons, nice hikes. So be sure to check out other areas where you're visiting for maybe some lesser known and maybe even some better photographic spots. You see all that white back there? Well, that's not snow, that's salt. I'm here at the famous Bonneville Salt Flats. This is where many, many land speed records have been broken. And this isn't really today a great time for photography, but I understand that in the winter at times, this will get 6 to 12 inches of water in it, and it becomes a huge mirror. They said the sunrises and sunsets are just gorgeous. So it's important in photography to know when to arrive at a location and the best times to come. So please keep that in mind. Okay, right now we're heading to the lava tubes here in Craters of the Moon National Monument. And we're going to attempt some HDR, maybe a little bit of light painting too. We brought some flashlights, lume cubes, etc. with us. And well, we'll get what we get. Well, this is the first of the lava tubes, and this one's actually rather shallow, so I'm not going to attempt anything here. But I did want to comment and mention that you are supposed to get a permit in order to go into these. And the permit is just a simple process. They basically put a little bat stamp on your hand or on your brochure. The reason for that is some of these lava tubes have bats, and they don't want people spreading the white nose syndrome fungus from one cave to another. Okay, this is the Indian tunnel, much larger. I think this one we can actually get some HDR and some nice images. So I'm going to go on down there. I conveniently included the ladder for us. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, this is very promising. Watch your step here. No sense in breaking legs too. I think actually over here on this side is going to be the best. All right, well, I've set up here, and you want to make sure that when you do HDR, which is what I'm going to do, and there's quite a bit of light coming in from our entrance and a hole which collapsed over here, and I like to use a remote because that way I don't bother the camera in any way. So we're going to see what we can get in here. We may go a little bit further in this tube and see what we got. All right, this is even better. And as I came in here, as I arrived, there's a bat. So I know there's definitely bats in here, going down deeper into the lava tube. So let's go ahead and see what we can get here. This would be great to have a silhouette in here. What I may do is, because I got the radio remote, I might go down there and stand and form a silhouette. So I'll see if I can do that. Okay, a little treacherous going in through here. Oh, this isn't too bad. Well, yeah. I think I found a spot over there to stand on, hopefully. I've got my assistant back there. Carolyn is helping me out. And back here, slot canyons are really fun to photograph, and the most popular slot canyon in Utah is Antelope Canyon. However, they run about 100 people an hour through that canyon, so the chances of getting a decent photo are pretty slim. We really recommend Hidden Canyon or Peekaboo Canyon, which limits the number of people to around 6 people. So this year we went to Red Rock Canyon, which is locally known as Peekaboo Canyon, and getting there is half the fun. To wrap up our video, sometimes it's fun to stop at the little out-of-the-way places, and we found one in Kanab, Utah. It's actually a Hollywood museum, Kanab is where many Western movies and TV shows like Gunsmoke were filmed. And there's a museum there that's actually free, donations only, that features facades and buildings from popular Western movies.